friends, it's Ann on a Monday evening. I hope you had a beautiful, wonderful weekend. Let me pull you up on my iPad. And we are currently getting ready to have a thunderstorm. I can hear it rumbling in the distance. So I'm hoping we are not going to lose connection. So hopefully everything will stay online and we will be good. But if we are, that's the reason why. Alright, I've got my phone turned around, so I have got to adjust so that you can see and I can see and we all be seeing better. Let's see if that helps. And I can bring that, and the angle looks so weird. Happy Monday, Nikki. And I gotta make sure that my whole contraption doesn't fall. Let's see, can you guys see better? Yep, there are storms popping up here too. We are going to be working with this, and I don't know the angle, so I apologize if it is not right. I wanted to get it closer. See, that's what I don't like about that being like that with the camera backwards. It is so hard to get that angle right to where you guys can see better, but also to where my tripod here is not going to fall over and cause a calamity. All right, maybe that's better. I am so grateful when Facebook will get this all worked out. And I'm hoping I'm not going to have a crash, boom, boom, bang. My phone is so close to my project, but yet it looks like it is so far away for you guys. I want to stain the back side in dark walnut, this Minwax wood finish. I cannot tilt it anymore because my tripod will fall, or my camera stand will fall over on my tripod. I use these Harbor Freight sponges until I can't use them no more. There's a good soft spot, and then here's a good soft spot. So I'll use it until I cannot use it no more. This arch came from Michaels, and I'm going to tell you, I ordered it. I can't remember when I ordered it, day was, but anyway, I had it like the next day. This was at least by 2 days later. That was the fastest shipping from Michaels that I have ever had. I was so blown away by their quickness. Put it this way, I ordered something from Amazon, and I have not gotten my Amazon, and I did tell them to, wait to ship it all together, but still, Michael's was so fast. And that's the dark walnut. I love that tone. And we are going to carry it all the way through. I'm going to move this over to this side, to the other side, and to that top part of the frame. I love using stains. They are so quick, fast, and easy to use. And if you need some more information on staining, blending, watch Amanda with Metal Modern Design. She is an ambassador for Essential Stencil. She is absolutely amazing using stains. So if you have stain questions, or what stains to buy, or how to use them, how to blend them, she is your go-to girl. Absolutely wonderful artist, wonderful ambassador. So at 7 Central, 8 Eastern, hop over to the Essential Stencil page and check her out. All of the ambassadors on the Essential Stencil page are amazing. Everybody has a different style, a different technique. So it is always good to watch different people so you can get more out of the projects. We all use the same stencils. I'm an ambassador with Essential Stencil. We all use we all use the same stencils, but we all have different techniques. All right, that is good. I'm gonna lay that down. I am gonna do that edge right here. And if some spills to the inside a little bit, I'm okay with that. Hey Jeannie, hey Janice, Nikki, good evening everyone. I hope you guys had a blessed weekend. I hope wherever you are at that it is not storming, that you are safe. Like Nikki just said, we've got storms coming through. I hear it thundering in the background, but for some reason or another, we've been kidding. They can say we have a storm coming and it looks like it is hitting straight for us, and then the clouds split, literally split around us. I've been telling everybody that we have like a detour sign, do not come this way. It is the strangest thing. I was going to paint this in, if you don't have stain, I was going to paint it in Burnt Umber by Deco Art. But you can use any brown that you have. Any brown color will work. And you see that some of this is not taking color like others. That's the wood. There's nothing that I've done. So embrace the imperfections in the wood. And enjoy them. I think I've got everything, so I can put that back up. Let me close it up so that I will not spill it, because we don't want no accidents happening. And again, this is Minwax water-based stain. You find it at the paint counter, and they can, this one was available the way it was, but they can tint any color that you need. They have over 200, and they have them in solid and transparent. I cannot remember if that was a solid or transparent. When I take my gloves off to reuse them, I am very frugal. I like to reuse things even when I ship my goods out, because anything that I make is available. I reuse paper and boxes if they are still in good condition to save the environment, because all of that stuff does not need to go into the landfill. So I reuse things to help out the environment. And this is a new piece of paper. What is on the back? My goodness. And this arch is 7.5 by 12. Okay, it came off. I was like, what on earth is on here? This is a new paper towel. Shouldn't be nothing on here. The middle I am going to do in Baby Duck. I was going to do white first and then Baby Duck. But I'm going to try the Baby Duck first. If that's not light enough, I am going to add some white in here, because we're going to decoupage on this part. And I'm just gonna go ahead and mix it. Our next color, the next frame is going to be in Lush Green. And again, that one was Baby Duck. I primarily use, oh goodness, Deco Art paint. I'm like, what am I using? I'm using Deco Art paints. I am moistening. Normally, I put it in my water, but my water is a little bit dirty. Hey, Miss Liz. You had rain earlier. Are you getting a thunderstorm too, Miss Nikki? It's rumbling. The reason why I spritzed my brush, moisture helps blend colors and make your paint move easier. So if I want my paint to move, I moisten my brush. I am a project mover. I move mine around all over the place. So hopefully you're not getting dizzy by me moving my project. I'm going to add a little bit more water to my brush. And thank you for your prayers for our little Bristol. She had her dental work done today, and she is doing better. We FaceTimed. She had a little bit of a nosebleed because they put a tube down her nose, but she done really well. She is 3 for those of you that don't know. But she is doing really good. And all I've done is I just mixed these two up. So thank you for your prayers. I appreciate that so much. And again, this part we will decoupage. I just want to make sure that it is covered really good. Because anytime you put decoupage napkin, you want a light colored surface. I could have left it, but if your papers is a little bit short, or if you didn't cut it right and you couldn't get it's not all the way buttoned up to the end, then you won't notice that because you have a ground color underneath. I'm trying to get my corners. And I'm not even, what's the word? If it is not solid coverage, if it is, if it's not solid yellow, if it has a little bit lighter on one side than the other, I'm okay with that. So this looks good to me. Now we are going to do our green. I'm going to use a slightly smaller brush for that. Let me see which one will be better. I try to use brushes that are the right size. Oh, that one's better for what I want to do. And my green I cannot put on there because I don't want it to accidentally go on my yellow. So I am going to put it out on my plate. Hey, Miss Bonnie. Hey, Carlene. How is the cannon going, Miss Carlene? Miss Carlene has an amazing garden, and she's an amazing baker and cook and canner. Anytime she posts her cakes and things that she made, I just want to invite myself and have time together with her. I am going to need more paint on. See that already. I'm probably going to carry that green all the way up. What's your temperature up there in West Virginia, my friend? It is still in the 90s here. It is so hot. Today was so muggy, you don't even want to go outside. If you guys have pets or elderly people, please keep an eye on them. It's almost too hot for the livestock to be outside. Trying to get my bottle open, I couldn't find the beginning. I had a little black dot I didn't want on my project. And again, we are going to rustic this up, so if this is not full coverage, I'm okay with that, because I want this to be a little bit more of a rustic piece. And I will have to touch up that yellow again, because I done painted over the sides a couple of times. Another thing you can do too, and I should have thought about that, you could just lay a little board in here, and then you can paint without it getting on your surface, your previously painted surface. And that way you don't have to use painter's tape to cover all this up. Now it does get tricky when you get to the turns. Oh, got a blob. Don't need the blob. And we will use one of the lantern transfers from Essential Stencil. Talking about Essential Stencil, did you see? Oh man, I had paint on this side. Make sure you have your paper laying the right way. Don't lay it down with the paint side, or you will transfer paint. Good thing that we are putting a transfer on there. I mean a decoupage note paper on there. Papers with notes, not note paper. You know what I mean. I'm talking in riddles again. I'm going to stand it on end because I am going to try to get this edge. It looks really yellow in that on camera. It really is not that bright on this end. This inner side is a little bit rough, so it will take just a minute to get this color on there. It's a rougher piece of wood. It's not as smooth as the other parts. I am so looking forward to see how this piece turns out because I have such high hopes for it. My vision, the little embellishments we're going to add to it. Should put my paint on the other side. But we're almost done. We will add a little bit of the dark sealing wax in here to shadow this out a little bit, to make it look aged, because you know that dirt and grime collects in the little crevices. So if we want that aged appearance, we're going to have some dirt and grime in there. We're almost there. And remember, Stencil of the Month Club. Let's see, August. The August club is out. It is fall themed. I know the add-on is a pattern, a pumpkin pattern. It has leaves and sayings and gosh, I can't remember what else. And the Stencil of the Month is an exclusive club from Essential Stencil where you can receive in the premium plan 3 12x16 stencils coming direct to your door every month. Or the basic plan, you can get 6x8 stencils, also 3. And then the premium plan, you can get an add-on that you can add to it. There is so many different possibilities with those stencils. They are separate from the Essential Stencil site. So you have to join the club, and if you have never been a member, you can save with my code WK21. You can receive the basic for free, and the premium, you will get that at a 50% discount. On the premium, you can skip a month. You can decide to add the add-on or not. You also have a choice of, like I said, skipping a month. You can get both plans. Lots and lots of different options. And the ambassadors will showcase the stencil of the month. So you have a whole month of tutorials and ways to use those stencils before you have to commit on getting a set. And if you don't want a set, just make sure you let them know early enough. There is a timeline that you don't want it this month, and then you can skip it. I had just quickly glanced at it, so I cannot remember exactly what all is on there. I know it had a couple of sayings on there. And the basic is always a combination of the premium with the add-on. So you get a smaller version of it. All right, we're gonna call that good for right now, and I am gonna get my yellow brush back out. And first I'm gonna see if I can wipe some of this back. That's the good thing about paint and stains. You can just wipe it back and then just put more paint over top. You can also sand it, so don't ever throw a piece away just because you got a little paint on it. You can always, matter of fact, I am going to use a little bit of the white and a little bit of the yellow. I'm going to try to lighten that up a little bit because that looks really bright. Yeah, I like that lighter color better. So just a little yellow and a lot of more white. I'm just mixing it on my plate. And I can spritz this so that I can move the paint easier. Look, got another clumpy in here. We don't need no clumpies. And then we're going to dry it and add our decoupage paper to this. Actually, it is paper, what is it called? From Hobby Lobby. What is that paper called? I'm telling you, the words are not with me tonight. Scrapbook paper. I was like, what is that paper called? I was thinking, could you guys hear me think? This is the paper we're going to put on the inside. Hey Trisha, thank you Carlene. Hey Cindy. Pie leaf. I knew I remembered the mushroom, but I could not remember the other ones. Thank you, Miss Cindy. Like I said, we had doctor's appointment today, and I just briefly looked at it. And I'm going to show you. I got some green on this brown, and I'm leaving it because it looks kind of cool. I just want to dry this up. And that's what our arch looks like. The brown is a stain. I like to do my back sides as well. As you can see, I've got a piece missing. This was 59 cents. It is from the Paper Studio at Hobby Lobby. I did not have a full sheet, so I had to make it up as I went. So I cut out a couple of little pieces to go into that corner. So when I put this on, I am going to put it on, but I am not going to decoupage this on until I got the rest, so I could scoosh that under there. I've got Mod Podge in here. Using my Mod Podge brush. It is actually Plaid Mod Podge. It came with this brush, and I think I ordered it online, and it came with this little one. And I think it came with this one, but I'm not 100% sure. I know these two came together, but I cannot remember that other one. And it had this little one in there. So I am excited to see how this is going to turn out. I have never done this project. This is the first time working with this surface. So I'm curious to see how this is going to turn out. And I see I have way too much Mod Podge, but that's okay. I'm just going to take it and put it to the side. If I need some more, I can come back and pick it up off my plate. Normally I don't have enough Mod Podge, so I am pretty excited that I have too much today. I just thought I heard a cat in here. We do have a cat, but I don't think she's in my room. Sure sounded like it. I want this to lay all the way down at the bottom. trying to match this in here. And I will show it to you once I have it in, what it looks like. Now the good thing is that the transfer will cover most of this. Get my pouncy brush. This is just for my decoupage. Gotta get a little bit more under here. I am going to take some of this leftover Mod Podge and just do a thin coat just to make sure that all this is adhered good. Now I hope I don't lose you guys because the storm is here. When you cover the top of your Mod Podge projects, a thin coat is all you need to seal your project in. And you can barely see that I've spliced that in. I tried my best to find a piece that would fit in really well. That looks good all in itself already. Prayers for you, my friend. Did everything go well? You get to watch lots of creatives. You can rest and watch. All right, this is good and dry now because we need a dry surface. And this is the lantern we are going to put on here. And the lantern is out of the Christmas lanterns and candles set, which I love. This is one of my favorite sets. And now you can tell why I used the colors that I did, because I know you guys were like, this makes absolutely no sense what she's doing. And my lantern is gonna go right here. I am not, I don't think I'm gonna do it right there. I think I am gonna put it up here. I think that would look better. Transfers have 3 parts. Sure they do. They have a backup part with a shiny side. That's where the transfer sits on. They have a carrier sheet, the see-through part that you could touch, and then they have the printed part. That's what you need. That's what transfers. Do not touch this or it will come off on your hand. If it touches any surface, it will come off. So I normally hover over the best I can to see where I want it, because I want my lantern to be in the middle of this. And that looks pretty good. So I am going to push this down first, and then I've got my grooves here. So I am going to carefully put this in first. I let it overlap a little bit down here, and I'll do the same thing on this side. I'll go into my groove, and then I will carry it over, and we're going to use our fantastic new tool. So I am going to do this first right here. And you know me, I'm just going to do it sideways. You know, I'll do this any which way I can to get it on here. Now, please don't tell me that this is not transferring. I've had this one since they came out, so I did not use the newest one that I have. So please say a little prayer that this thing will adhere. Because if it doesn't, I'm going to cry. And you don't want to see me cry. That is sticking. And sometimes you don't have much to hold on to. So sometimes you have to come from a different angle. To adhere it to your board. Like I said, I'm a mover. I move my project all the way around. It's hard to pick this up and leave myself much room to pick this up. And you guys know I always got to pick a semi-difficult project. With the little edges. But it will work out. I promise you guys, it will work out. See if we can get this part down. And again, if this is not transferring, then it is because I've had it laying around since I bought it. It is not the transfer's fault. It is raining like crazy out there. Sometimes getting out the older tool to get into these little crevices sometimes helps. And your paint has to be dry, 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 dry. Your stain, paint, whatever it is that you are applying your transfer to has to be dry or it will not transfer. Oil-free, wax-free. I'm right on this edge. That is what's hanging me up, that little edge. Let's switch back to this one. This one has a harder bottom to it, so it makes it easier to transfer. And there's the thunder. Now, ladies, it might not be transferring. I should have used the newer one. This one might have gotten too hot up here in my room with that heat we have, that 90 plus weather. I'm not giving up yet. It's like Melissa Bradshaw says, just go at it, and Cindy as well. Go at it from a different area and just keep going little by little. I like that new transfer tool too. Hi, Miss Tammy. I am just going to hit it with a little bit of heat. I know that Mod Podge is under there. Maybe I shouldn't have, but normally you could put Mod Podge on there and it helps. I really do think that this is because I've had this stencil and it's been so hot up here in my room. Now Miss Tammy had a stencil that, a transfer that done the same thing to her. It just would not transfer down. And it was the transfer, the age of the transfer or the surface. I normally don't have any problems with my older transfers. I think it's a heat casualty. Just gonna have to be patient. I was so excited about this project too. It is coming up. Just not as easy as it should. And these transfers should be used within a certain amount of time. You should not have them laying around, especially not in a hot upstairs. Good thing we're going to age this out a little bit. See if I could pull it from the top down. I'm beginning to think that the Mod Podge, I didn't wait long enough for the Mod Podge to dry. Because I have transferred over Mod Podge surfaces and I have not ever had this problem. I just think it's the weather. because it is hot up here. It's coming little by little, literally. Whew. I had high hopes, but not all is lost yet, right? We're learning. We are learning. We are learning that we need to wait for our Mod Podge to be really good and dry. I know Amanda is coming on at 8 on the Essential Stencil page. So if you guys want to hop on over, that is fine. I understand. If you want to hang out, I would love for you to continue to hang out. I will continue to finish with this project. I'm getting a hand workout, that is for sure. The top is sticking. It is just taking a lot more work than it should. And as you see, I use this tool any which way. I use the handle, the bottom part, any which way I can use it, I use it. You just have to have a little bit of patience sometimes if something is not working out. I am just going to leave this for now. This is what it's going to look like when it is on there. I'm going to go ahead and work on that greenery up there. I've got a couple of pieces of greenery we're going to add to the top. I'm going to add a little bit of this. Let's see if I have, let me use my little angle brush. I'm going to use this little angle brush. I am going to add a little bit of that dark wax in the corners right here. A little bit too much. Because this is where your grime would sit, your discoloration would come in from age. Some spots will be darker than others. I sometimes tap it off on my paper towel so I won't have too much on here. And I am also going to add a little bit right here. Add a little bit to the corners. Tap it off. That's what it looks like right now. Let me glue these in here. I'll make sure I glue them in the right way. Silicone tool. And I've got this little red berry I'm going to add to here. I'm going to add a little bit of greenery. I just want to mimic what is down here. Add a little bit of a holly leaf. I'm just mimicking what is in our lantern. I will add that in there. That's what we have so far, and like I said, I will work on that. This is Rub and Buff Spanish Copper. I'm gonna get my glove instead of using my bare hands. I'm running the struggle bus. Goodness gracious. I just wanted to mimic the tone of the lantern itself. It gave it a little shimmer, but other than that, you really cannot tell that there's much of a difference. I'll add it a little bit here and there. I just wanted it to have just a little bit of a shimmer to it to match that the top of the lantern. And I'm probably going to come back with another metallic and add a little bit of a metallic color, but this is what it was supposed to look like without the film on there. I was going to add a tag in here as well. So I will do all of this. I apologize that I could not get that transferred in the time we had. It is not the transfer, it is because the way I had stored it. Hey, Michelle. So, you guys be blessed. Let me pull a name real quick for our Happy Mail. Miss Carlene is going in our Happy Mail bucket. Here is my pencil. Everything is missing. Be blessed. Have a blessed week. I will see you on Thursday morning again. Check out the Essential Stencil, all the ambassadors every weekday. And don't forget, the Stencil of the Month Club is open. So if you have never been a member, check out stencilofthemonthclub.com and see all the goodies that they have over there. You guys be blessed. Have a wonderful evening, and I will see you Thursday morning, and I will show pictures of the finished project.